going on, guys? I'm here next to the Civic. I don't have my tripod with me, but I wanted to just post a quick little update. I have the fenders mounted. As you can see, everything fits up pretty good. I have to figure out, this sticks out just a little bit. I might be able to just bend it in, but I was having that issue on this other side, but it kind of worked itself out. I guess they kind of do still do the same. This sticks out a little more. This is leftover silicone. I'm gonna get into all the stuff that I found. I don't want to make this a huge beatdown video to the previous owner because he's probably gonna watch this stuff anyways, but maybe it'll inspire him to do better on his stuff. So I'm just here. I have the fenders, the hood on. This support is not welded in. I'm gonna weld this in, but I don't really know the right process. Like I said, I'm not a body guy. I'm just a dumb welder, and I don't have fucking 10 grand to fix this thing for somebody else to do it. So I'm doing it, but might not be the right way. My thought process was put it together how it's supposed to look with all the pieces on. I didn't want to do any prep work, nothing. Just put it on, get it fit up, make sure it fits up, everything buttons up nice. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to clamp. You could see where the core support right here. Oh, sorry, you probably can't. Right here, and right here is probably a better view. So what I'll do is I'll clamp this to the side, and then I'm going to drill out a couple holes so you can see where the old core support is right here. So this actually has to come back just a little bit. But this side's lined up nice, if you can see that. So, yeah. But there was one thing that I didn't catch. When I was taking this off, obviously this sheet metal was already kind of fucked up. So I do have to bend this back, but this little piece here, if you could see it, is stopping this from going down completely. So like I said, I got to take everything off, fix that little piece so that the core support can sit flush. Then I'll get it back in place. I'm going to tack it in a couple different spots. I'm not going to go crazy because I don't want to warp and pull it around. It really just needs to be on to hold stuff. Got it together. This is the point where I'm at now. I think it really does look nice. I have the hood latch on and everything, so I could actually, let me close this. Not bad. I still have a little work I want to do on this side. Like, I'd like to clean up this gap. This is a little too tight right here for me. But in this side, I don't have one bolt in the front part up here. So this is a little bigger of a gap. This is the third hood I ordered. They all come with a damage right here, so I have to fix that myself. It actually doesn't look too bad, but it is noticeable. Right here. Right here. Yeah, so it doesn't look too bad. It is noticeable. The new body panels, and obviously we're going to have to do some boo-boo repair. This got crunched up because of the damage from the deer, so like the fender got pushed in a little bit, and then when you open the door it crunched that. Obviously there's some areas I'm really not happy about that the previous owner did. The body paint guy, when I bought the car, I did see this stuff, and I asked, like, hey, you know, is that going to be a problem? And he's like, oh no. I don't know why the fuck I listened to him. I knew it was going to be a problem. I've detailed cars on a professional level for many years, so I don't know why the hell I even asked that question. I shouldn't have bought this car, but here we are. I'm just working on some of the wiring. I'm just trying to get an idea of what connectors might have been broken, what wires I need to figure out and fix, because like I said, there's a lot of haphazard shit going on here. I haven't figured out where this wire goes to, but there's a matching white wire on that side, and this side has a relay. It's tied into the blinker signal system. So if I had to guess, it's probably the wiring for the mirrors. It's probably not done right, and it's probably not very clean, but they do work. So I'd like to the idea isn't to reinvent the wheel here, as much as I'd like to buy a brand new OEM harness or get one from a junkyard and then redo this stuff. I just got to fix what's broken so I can get this thing back together. So I found a broken ground strap here. I assume this only broke because the motor mount broke, so the wobbling back and forth, I'm sure this thing was pretty tight on there, and it just snapped. So I have a wiring kit coming in. I'm gonna redo the battery relocation. The battery's currently in the trunk. I'm gonna keep it in the trunk because I do like them there. But my qualms with the battery relocation is that, if I could show you guys, the battery cable is this very thin, like, speaker wire. And yes, it does work, okay, but it's not the right thing to do, especially when you're running something the length of the vehicle and then keeping it in the back. One of the major issues I had with this thing was that daily driving it in the wintertime, up here in New England, some nights with the wind chill, it's -10, -20 degrees regularly. So I was working at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning when I was driving this thing, and there were a lot of mornings where I could not get this thing to start without a jump start or something of the sorts. And then afterwards, it'd be fine. It's just really cold temperatures. It would not start up. It's just not enough juice. I replaced the battery. I have this, like, absolute... I don't have my key on me. I have this absolutely ginormous battery that I got from Walmart just because I was trying to compensate for maybe the cold cranking amperage that it was looking for. So anyways, I'm hoping I'll be able to fix that as well by getting... I'm going to redo all the wiring for the battery. So the battery's going to have new wiring. It's going to have a proper mounting solution in the back. And there aren't really a lot of mounting solutions. These are going to be parts that I buy off eBay or Amazon, or, you know, stuff that's relatively accessible to everyone else. And then, you know, I know people like to not have to shop around and do all that stuff, so maybe I can throw something on the website that is just a kit of all the same stuff I bought that you guys can buy, that you can install on yourself. And the Civic is literally full of parts right now. I have the new headlights. I really wanted to get some retrofits, but just, if I didn't have to buy motor mounts too, I would have bought the retrofits. You know, motor mounts are like 600 bucks, and retrofit nice headlights are also like 500-600 bucks. So the time will come. I will get to do that stuff later, but I really just want to get this car driving again. I literally have everything. So as you can see, I have the grill, I have the fog lights. I decided to go back and do the yellow fog lights. This isn't the grill I'm going to use. I actually got this sent as a duplicate, but I really liked my previous one, how it had the gloss black. This is actually missing the trim piece that goes on it. But I really liked the gloss black. I think factory they were paint matched, or that's something that other people like to do. My buddy Heck has one, Hector. He's like 20 minutes down the way. He also has a red FA5, popular fella. Yeah, so he's got his painted red. I do like the way it looks, but just I want to put this car back to how it looked exactly. I loved the way this car looked. I just had a couple qualms with it, which thankfully we got to fix with the deer, I guess. I just didn't want to do it under this circumstance. You know, this being one of the things I brought up in the other video. Again, no fault to the previous owner, I suppose, but right after he got the car back together and painted, he bottomed it out because this thing was dirt nasty low before. He bottomed it out, and it broke these corner pieces on both sides of the bumper, and I got real bad OCD, I guess, because it's like one of the first things I see every time I see this car, so I'm glad to get that taken care of as well. So as you can see, this definitely wasn't in the cards. I really didn't think I was going to have to do all this, but as I started, I was sanding all this stuff down. And you don't have to know a ton about bodywork to know that once you get past the paint and the primer, you start seeing bondo, not good. Then I took a little chunk out of it and realized how deep it went, and that's when I found this hole. I was actually able to stick a screwdriver through there completely. So you can see it got fucked up all the way up to there. So, obviously it wasn't in the cards. I didn't want to do this shit, but I'm gonna try to keep this metal intact the best I can. I'm gonna clean it up, Polar Rock 15, that shit. I'm probably gonna end up taking more out of this because I don't want this thick ass thing of bondo here. So, I just wanted to start by taking a little bit. I have enough to replace the whole thing, but I just wanted to go a little bit, and I didn't want to go all the way up to this. So I'm hoping that I can salvage some of that and weld some fresh material there. So I just wanted to show you guys that this is why I'm doing this. You know, obviously not great, but we're gonna cut it out and I have this new piece here, and I'm gonna cut it out to fit exactly there, and then I'm gonna weld it back in, and we'll continue on with getting this thing ready for paint. I'll admit I've been really bad about recording a lot of the process on most of this car because I really just don't want to record a bunch of time lapses, and no one wants to watch that shit. So and you know, like I said before, I've never done any of this, so I really don't want to tell anyone how to do anything because I don't even know if what I'm doing is right. I'm just doing it best, you know, at the best of my ability. So anyways, with that in mind, I ordered the side rocker kit. I believe I talked about it in a previous video. I'm running out of sunlight and it's cold as hell. It's like 8 degrees out today. So anyways, I ordered the side rocker panel kit because as I was doing the body work on the rear, working my way towards the doors, because the front doesn't have to be prepped, it's all brand new stuff, I came into a bunch of bondo. I know I recorded a video and it's probably in a clip before this. So anyways, I had to cut that much out. That's the replacement piece right there, that metal piece. That much was bondo or really mangled metal. And I just really couldn't leave it that way. The other side's already kind of fucked up because I think it was hit by something, or maybe it slid into a curb, or I'm not really sure what happened, but I'm not even going to worry about fixing that because the side skirt goes over it. It's not rusted. It's not an issue. This had like a fucking 2-inch hole in the rear, so it was an issue. Anyways, I really need to get this done because I am starting a new job and I'm going to be away for a couple weeks, so it's going to be really hectic, and then, you know, we're getting a bunch of snow, so this thing's going to be buried. I really wanted to get this thing done so that I can get it off to paint. With that in mind, I'm about to weld this up. I had to make a rear patch, obviously, because you could stick the screwdriver through it. So I made a small little rear patch. I'm going to tack that on there. And then the idea is this will be all sealed up and good to go. Like I said, I'm sorry I haven't recorded much of this, but, you know, it is pretty self-explanatory. You only want to cut as much metal as there is rusted and rotted, you know, unless you want to replace the whole thing. It's a huge pain in the ass, but, you know, you want to only cut the pieces that are really mangled and fucked up, which is what I did here. I cut the piece out. I cut a piece of this first at the length that I needed, and then what I did was I trimmed it up. I drew a line and I trimmed up to the line, and then I just kind of tucked this up and under, and what I'm going to do is TIG weld this whole thing. A lot of people aren't going to have access to doing that or the skill to do that either. It's very thin sheet metal. It's a little complicated, I guess, if you're not very good at this stuff. So you'll see a lot of people MIG weld this. Not really a problem, just going to be a lot of prep, like in terms of like cleaning up the MIG welds because they're very thick. Could be a lot of heat. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to work my way around this. I'm going to just try to get it done. Like, I have like an hour pretty much to do this, and it's going to take at least 20-30 minutes to weld this. because it's going to be kind of weird. So I will do a time lapse for this, but here we go. All right, so I'm just cleaning up really quick, but I kind of got it like, Chuck's here, help me. I kind of got it like 80%. It's on there. It's on there. It's tacked on there all the way. It's not going anywhere. I wanted to weld it up completely. It's a little too windy today, but I could probably just like go and zap myself along. But I ran into an issue that is kind of gonna, before I weld it all in, I want to address. So this is like where all the corners of the sheet metal meet together, and there's just a bunch of seam sealer. I think I saved the piece, but there's a bunch of seam sealer shit just stuck behind it. So every time you try to arc up on it, it just explodes. So I'm gonna have to cut this piece off and then add a new piece in, just so I could tie the side skirt into something, as you can see, like how the factory one is. But other than that, it's on there. It's welded. It held it, and it'll be okay. So, you know, kind of like the same way that the old owner dealt with this. It doesn't matter because the side skirt's going to go over it. I'm at least happy that it's not a rusty piece of shit with a 2-inch hole in the back. So it just has now a bigger hole in the back, but I do have a small piece that I cut to weld inside to that. But unfortunately, like I said, we're going to get a bunch of snow, so I'm going to take care of all this shit and bring the car back down, and we're going to have to deal with that at another point, hopefully before I leave for Denver. So I'll just deal with it at a different point.